The spotlight that once celebrated Michael Tait's gospel anthems now exposes a predator's shadow stretching across 3 decades of Christian music history. Before we dissect this seismic scandal, if you believe institutions must protect the vulnerable, smash that like button, share your outrage below, and subscribe. We're just scratching the surface. Tate wasn't merely a singer. He was the architect of spiritual anthems for DC Talk and Newsboys, bands that defined evangelical youth culture. Their hits like Jesus Freak and God's Not Dead soundtracked church camps and mission trips, transforming Tate into a stained-glass icon. Yet behind the stage lights and altar calls, a predator perfected his craft. Young male musicians, wide-eyed, ambitious, averaging just 22 years old, were lured into Tate's orbit with velvet promises of mentorship. His grooming blueprint was clinical: initial professional guidance, let's refine your vocals, escalating to personal vulnerability sharing, ministry loneliness is crushing, then isolation in luxury tour buses and after-show green rooms. Victims recount identical patterns: harmless shoulder massages evolving to shirtless hot tub sessions, then doctor drinks, and finally waking to Tate's hands violating them as they drifted in drug-induced hazes. One 2004 survivor, now a Nashville music teacher, described accepting a vitamin water after opening for Tate's solo show. "I woke up naked in his bed with him performing oral sex on me. He smiled and said, 'This is how stars get made.'" Another in 2014 was given MDMA-laced gummies before Tate assaulted him in a Memphis hotel, whispering psalms during the attack. The psychological engineering was meticulous: trust built through months of career advice, boundaries dissolved like sugar in poisoned tea. Tate weaponized victims' dreams, dangling record deals while trapping them in shame cages, knowing the Christian industry's complicit silence would guard his secrets. The Newsboys press release shock rings hollow to survivors who witnessed the band's enabling firsthand. For years, whispers about Tate's nighttime habits circulated among crew members. Former Monitor engineer Carlos Mendez recalled a 2012 incident. After Tate brought a 19-year-old opener back to his bunk, bassist Jody Davis joked, "Hope that kid's got knee pads." We all laughed uncomfortably but reported nothing. When Tate abruptly quit in January 2024, insiders confirm it followed a $250,000 payout to a worship leader threatening to expose texts proving Tate supplied him with ketamine. His departure note, vaguely citing spiritual exhaustion, was ghostwritten by label attorneys. Investigative journalist Julie Roy's bombshell report, featuring 11 named victims and backstage witnesses, finally shattered the stained-glass facade. The band's condemnation now reeks of hypocrisy. Why did drummer Duncan Phillips fund Tate's rehab at a Costa Rican retreat known for conversion therapy? How many executives at Sparrow Records received memos about Tate's misconduct as early as 2007? Tate's impunity wasn't accidental, it was bankrolled. Christian music's $1.3 billion ecosystem protected its assets. Festival promoters like Creation Fest, attendance 80,000, kept booking Newsboys despite backstage complaints, fearing revenue loss. Radio chains like K-Love buried allegations, spinning Tate's songs 120 times weekly. Tate himself earned $350,000 annually, funding predatory escapades through royalty streams from worship songs still sung in megachurches. His spiritual gaslighting was equally calculated. He framed assaults as David and Jonathan bonding, blamed victims for satanic seduction, and even forced one survivor to pray for forgiveness after raping him. This corruption metastasized industry-wide. Former tour manager Rick Torres described accounting tricks hiding $50,000 per month cocaine budgets. We'd label it stage pyrotechnics or outreach materials. Aspiring artists knew the cost of speaking up. One 2010 victim lost his Capitol Records deal after confronting Tate. His demos were later stolen for a Tate side project. If this systemic betrayal enrages you, comment #CleanTheTemple and subscribe. Tomorrow we expose the pastors who silenced victims. The tragedy's aftermath reveals deeper fractures. While Tate hides in his $2 million Florida mansion, equipped with a private recording studio and prayer grotto, survivors navigate complex healing. Marcus Ellington, the 2004 victim, developed opioid addiction before finding sobriety through secular therapy. Church counselors told me to pray away the trauma while prescribing Bible verses like painkillers. Jason Miller, assaulted in 2014, now leads survivor workshops but struggles with intimacy. How do I explain to my fiancée why I panic when touched? Their resilience contrasts with the industry's performative repentance. The Newsboys' recent healing tour, features altered lyrics avoiding Tate's vocals but still profits from his compositions. Festival organizers now demand morality clauses, but exempt legacy acts. Real change requires demolition, not rebranding. Tate's $12 million catalog earnings should fund independent victim compensation, not lawyer retainers. Labels must publish abuse report metrics like ESG scores. Roadies and sound techs, often abuse witnesses, need union protections. Christian festivals should hire third-party security to monitor artist green rooms. Most critically, the church must confront its idolatry of celebrity. Tate sold 8 million albums not because he embodied Christ, but because he marketed divine validation to a generation starved for belonging. When faith becomes entertainment, the vulnerable become collateral damage. Yet hope emerges from the wreckage. Survivors like Ellington now lead music programs for at-risk youth, replacing Tate's predatory mentorship with radical integrity. His students' new anthem, "We Are Not Your Secrets," just topped indie charts. As Miller told us, watching teens sing it at a Denver shelter, their voices are the reckoning Tate never saw coming. Break the silence economy. Like if you demand royalty reform, comment #redirect the money, subscribe, and join survivors rewriting the score.